Alright, before starting the video, I'm gonna say Merry Christmas in the most beautiful language on earth. Fro Weihnachten. Oh, I meant Feliz Navidad. Hello, Loiter, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Saunav, and I love learning languages. Now, 2025 was an amazing year for my languages. I learned a lot. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about the goals that I had a year ago, if I achieved them or not, plus how my languages were at that time and how they are at this time. And I'm gonna go through each of my languages, and at last, I'm gonna talk about why I have this page in my background plus my 3 month approach. Sorta like a recap of the whole year. So without further ado, let's get down to business. Starting off with English. Talking about English, I don't think I have learned that much this year. Like I had learned more in 2024 than 2025. Because at this level, you don't really see your progress like when you are, at high level. Now, I used to have difficulties understanding native speakers without subtitles, but right now I don't have no difficulties understanding them unless they are talking with a strong Irish accent or strong, Scottish accent. And yeah, a year ago I couldn't speak like I can this year, but overall I didn't make that much progress in English because, like, at this level the progress is very slow. And yeah, lately I've been learning a lot of slang, a lot of, like, hood slang in English, and that's all. It's improved a lot, but I just don't see at this level. And I also make less mistakes than I used to a year ago. And now Spanish. If you know me for a long time, a year ago I had my goal to reach at least B2 to C1 in Spanish, like it says on this page too. I mean, I do think I got B2 in Spanish, but not C1 yet. Now, all the levels that I have mentioned so far and that I'm about to mention in this video are my self-evaluation. So they might be wrong, or they might be higher or lower. So don't judge me. I can understand like native speakers, sometimes without subtitles, if they don't have like thick accent from Dominica or Chile. My Spanish is like it's way better than it was a year ago. Y últimamente he querido tener un acento argentino porque es un poco distinto en comparación de otros, ¿no? Por eso, pero cuando hablo con las personas, con los hispanohablantes, me dicen que tengo un acento más de España o una mezcla, pero quiero tener dos acentos, un de España y otro de Argentina. Y ahora no tengo dificultades a hablar en español y también como escuchar y entender lo que dicen la persona. Si quiero, soy capaz de aprender otros idiomas usando el español. Por eso ahora digo que es muy argentino. Ahora os digo que tengo un nivel B2 o muy cerca de B2. Japanese. Now it is actually one of the languages that has gotten worse this year. Before at 2024 I used to study Japanese a lot and I used to talk to people quite frequently in Japanese, be it online or IRL. I mean IRL just a few times, but yeah, online. But in 2025, since I wanted to study other languages, I kinda ditched Japanese, so it's not that good as it used to be. But if I study it for like, 3 to 4 days, revising all the kanjis and just like, revising all the vocab, I might be at the same level. 今は俺の日本語どうか知らない。でも、ちょっとコメントしてくださいね。俺の日本語はどう German. Say I basically knew zero German in 2024, but now I can hold basic conversations. I have mastered like cases, like on the surface level, I guess, and then like tenses and pretty much everything. The only thing that I lack is proper grammar and vocab. That's pretty much it. My German. Ich weiß nicht, wie gut mein Deutsch ist, aber ja, ich denke, das ist conversational. Ich weiß nicht, wie sagt man conversational auf Deutsch. I had a lot of friends on Discord, I still have some of them to practice German, like almost every day, be it through text or VC. Now, Russian. PSGS, bro, why do we even gotta talk about that? It's super frustrating. Listen, I started learning on August maybe, so I don't know, maybe like 5 months, something like that. But I'm still like low A2. Let's say like I'm high A1, just to be generous. I have learned the cases once or pretty much like twice or 3 times, but like it's not as good as it should be after studying it for like 5 months. So far, I have learned the cases on the surface level and then some tenses, mostly the present one, and I have hard time conjugating them, like most of the irregular verbs and some regular verbs to some extent. And then there's two aspects. There's like motion verbs. I haven't gone into them yet. So yeah, it's really disappointing. It don't really matter because I have gotten so good at other languages in the meantime, right? Russian was not the only language that I studied, so it makes sense why I'm not that good. Bengali. Now my comprehension in Bengali is better than it was a year ago because I used to watch a channel about like news, about like the condition in Bangladesh. এখনো আমি বাংলা বলতে পারি, কিন্তু আমি এখনো লিখতে পারি না বাংলায়। আমি চেষ্টা করেছিলাম লিখের শেখার জন্য, কিন্তু আমি সফল হচ্ছিলাম না। সফল এটা হচ্ছে শব্দ? আমি জানি না। It was my goal to be able to read Bengali back in 2024, but I couldn't learn how to read or write Bengali. But right now, I can read probably something in Bengali. It's not that good. I'm not that fast in reading Bengali, but yeah, I'm kind of getting better at that. But even if I learn how to read Bengali, I don't really get time to speak or read or write in Bengali. Friends, now I've gotten so good at friends. Like, this year was so good for my friends. I went like from completely zero, not knowing how to pronounce words, to like almost B1 in French just in 1 year. Not even in 1 year. Like, I started learning German and French, both of them at the same time on the 1st of April. And yeah, ever since I've gotten so good at these two languages. These are the only two languages that I can, mention, that I can say that I learned to some degree in 2025. Next, Hindi. Now, I didn't really speak in Hindi that much, or like pretty much nothing at all. At some point of the year, I watched a lot of blogs in Hindi, mainly like Travel with AK and other bloggers like that from India. And last we got Portuguese. Now, it's one of the languages that I didn't learn that much. I mean, I did a course on Bushu, the A11, A11, that's kind of funny. The A1 course on Bushu, and that's pretty much it. But whatever I did, they were kind of pretty easy. Like, the words were kind of similar to Spanish. And if I read something in Portuguese, I can understand like 50 to 70% depending on the level of difficulties it got. So yeah, that was everything about each of my languages. And then yeah, I'm so happy about that. Some of them were kind of disappointing, but others were satisfying. So yeah, some languages I did very well, and the others got worse, and some of them stayed at the level they were at. So yeah, and I just tore that paper up. So let me explain if I have completed that or not. But before, let me tell you about my 3 month approach that I had. The 3 month approach was basically to study four languages in 2025. 3 months for each language, and those languages were Russian, German, French, and Portuguese. And I was successful in two of those languages, like French and German. And as for Russian, I haven't gotten B1 or A2 in there. And for Portuguese, I don't really think it counts. Though I had said 3 months for each languages in the first quarter, in January, February, March, I didn't learn pretty much nothing at all. But in the second quarter, it was amazing, and so was the third one, and so was the fourth one. So only the first quarter was disappointing. I couldn't learn nothing. The first one was to like learn the Bengali alphabet completely, which I couldn't even in 2025. So yeah, and then learn some kanjis from Bushu from A1 course. I mean, I probably hadn't done it in 2024, but at this point, yeah, I do remember like most of those kanjis, so it counts. And then it says like improve Spanish and Bengali vocab. I mean, yeah, Bengali obviously not, but Spanish, yeah, my Spanish vocab is way better, almost 50% more than what I had a year ago. And then now for 2025, I had to reach B2 in all those six languages that I had, like Bengali, Japanese, English, Hindi, Nepali, and Spanish. I mean, I did reach B2 in four of them. I was at three, I guess, but I got B2 in the fourth one too, but not the last remaining two. And I had to reach A2 to B1 in four languages like German, French, Russian, and Portuguese, but I couldn't. And at last, it says like try learning other languages as well, which I did. I did do Norwegian, which is just for an experiment. I didn't know I had to learn other languages in 2025. And I did Korean and some Esperanto also. And what I feel happy about 2025 is that unlike 2024 where I studied a bunch of languages for like a couple of days and then gave up on, I didn't plan to learn many languages and then gave up on. I didn't do them, not much in 2025. So yeah, that was it. That was everything about my languages in 2025. I feel so happy about that. This was the year where I studied languages for the most amount of time. And then yep, the languages that I studied the most, that I learned the most, was French and German. And the language that I used the most was probably English, followed by Nepali. English because I think about making videos in English, and then like languages, pretty much everything in English. And Nepali because everyone around me speaks Nepali. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.